So the 102 acres,
Anyone that has a question, please raise your hand.
the 102 acres that we have spent $12 million on four years ago and had a whole bunch of standing committees and all that stuff is still just an empty vacant lot over there. 4 years later, all that time, all that money, we're in a deficit budget. What is the plan moving forward to do with that and stuff? And so I've attended almost all of those meetings and stuff, and we talked about this is a great opportunity for South Sacramento and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've told you this, we've discussed that before. Look out here at Meadowview. Empty lots, busted roads, infrastructure needs a whole lot of repair, and we're doing nothing with that. But there is, I guess they're talking about over there by the light rail station, the housing over there, I forget the name of the people building over there by the light rail station.
Downtown? Yeah, Clover or
Clover Apartments. And so with all of those folks coming in, and all of these people are gonna be over here and stuff, and we're still in the center here, we don't have a grocery store, commerce center, we got space for it. But again, this has been 40 years it's been like this and stuff. How much longer are we waiting before we make this a priority over here at Meadowview? Because that 102 acres is not Meadowview. That is the Delta Shores project and stuff. It's in South Sacramento, but that is not Meadowview. So what's the plan moving forward with that? We're gonna wait another 4 years, 10 years, or what's going on?
Yeah, so I've already shared this with you and happy to share it again. First, let me just
Since
say.
we're all here, share
Yes,
with us.
absolutely. So first, let me just say that the 102 acres, yes, it's by Delta Shore, but it's actually in South Sacramento and Meadowview. It parallels the Detroit neighborhood. So to say that the 102 acres is not a Meadowview project is, well,
Okay, we can
agree to disagree, which is totally
disagree.
fine. But what I will share with you is that the 102 acres, it is literally right next to Susan B. Anthony in the Detroit neighborhood,
I know where
right?
it is.
And so what I'm sharing is that it is in the South area, it is in the Meadowview area, and my intention with the community has always been to make sure that whatever is built on the 102 acres, that it's something that will be a catalyst that will build generational wealth. I've always been committed to that. And let me share with you.
Generational wealth for who?
Yeah, for residents, our residents here.
How?
So as you know, that even when we look at Delta Shores, it takes years of planning in terms of environmental analysis, making sure that we have the right partnerships to ensure that we actually build housing, to build something there, right? And so those conversations are happening. And as you understand, as you all know, we have a new mayor. We have a new mayor in the city that may not fully align with the vision of our community. And as you know, you can watch the March meeting of our back and forth. And I still remain committed to making sure that that property is guided by community no matter what. Now I have requested the mayor to also join us in this effort as well. And he actually did reach out, and so we'll be doing a site visit. Now he may have other plans, right? I heard you saying we spent $12 million on this piece of property. You share very similar sentiment to the mayor. I will say to you that the mayor was like, we spent $12 million, why not just sell it and use that for homelessness? Something I will share with you is that if we were to sell this piece of property and use those dollars, we will burn through it quick. That property needs to be guided by community, and that is my commitment, no matter what.
4 years.
Yeah, but what I will also share with you, yes, absolutely. And I'm also frustrated too. I share your frustration because I think about 24th and Meadowview, right? It is, right? That hasn't been, like, absolutely. And we still need to.
3 giant lots.
Yeah, we still need to develop that. And so what I will share with you is that as your council member, I'm incredibly proactive. So for example, the vacant property that's right here on northwest of us, at the Pinnell Center, we've already worked with city staff to do soil testing, right? To make sure that we're letting the property owner, hey, we want to see some development. And we're willing as a city to put some resources in to help you move it along, right? Some of these property are not owned by the city. And so we have to like basically meet with them, encourage them, and make sure that they're moving along. And so I just wanted to share that with you.
40 years. 40 years.
Absolutely.
40.
Yeah, I share your frustration because I live in Meadowview. I grew up here. So I just turned 40 2 days ago. So I hear your frustration.
Some of those lots are older than you are.
Exactly, exactly. And so I share your frustration as someone who grew up here, who loves this community, to make sure that we do everything we can to activate these property. And we're doing that, right? We're meeting with the landowners, we're doing soil testing and encouraging them. And another piece I will share with you is that things that I have had conversation about and exploring is things like, I'll share with you, like a vacant parcel tax. Like if you're not activating your parcel, then you should pay for it for blight, right? And so but to pass something like that, you have to like bring it to council and all that. So just know that all this stuff does take time, and not
40
but,
years.
and to make sure that we do in a way that it is successful. So there are some tools, but we have to get 5 votes. We have to put it on the ballot and to make it happen. So, but I just want to say I share your frustration. Like you're not alone in this. I live in Meadowview, so I see it. I'm not